Alright guys, and welcome back. You've probably seen it before, a stack of wood pallets sitting next to a dumpster, just waiting for someone with a creative eye to give it a second life. And yeah, it's tempting. The idea of turning free wood into a project sounds great. But here's the truth, recycling pallet is not easy as it looks. And if you want to build something that is worth keeping, you're gonna need patience, the right tools, and a good understanding of what you're actually working with. Recycling pallets started as a way to save money and reduce waste, and it's a great idea. That is something satisfying about rescuing materials that were heading to the landfill. People built everything from plant stands and coffee tables to a whole backyard wall out of pallet wood. But here's what most people don't talk about. Not all pallet wood is created equal, and if you're not ready to process it properly, that free wood can turn into a huge headache. Let's be honest here, pallet wood takes work. It's usually rough, twisted, full of nails, and sometimes warped beyond repair. Before it ever becomes a part of a project, it will need a full makeover. Now here's few things to consider. You gotta remove all nails and staples. One missed nail can destroy your saw blade. And now this one is pretty much unavoidable. Square up the boards. Most pallet wood is not straight or flat, which make joining pieces nearly impossible without a proper milling. So when you're grabbing a pallet, you're not getting a ready-to-use lumber. You are getting a project before the project. This is where the real difference comes in. If you really want to use recycled wood and turn it into something solid, you will need some specialty tools or a way to have access to them. Now let me mention some of the essential tools that you will need. A table saw to rip and straighten each edge. Probably a miter saw for accurate cross cutting, unless you have a decent miter gauge. You will need some clamps and carpenter squares to keep your joints true. And if you want to take it further, tools like the Festool dominoes let you join pieces perfectly. Because if your cuts are not square and your joints are not aligned, your final piece won't look right, won't hold up, and won't look clean. That is why processing pallet wood is not just cutting boards, it's rebuild the wood structure from the scratch. Once your boards are prepared, that's where the fun begins. But remember, the quality of your final project depends on how much effort do you put into the preparation if the boards were not square. No amount of wood filler, stain, or screws will fix that. I have seen a lot of people get discouraged after trying the first pallet project. The boards split, the corners don't align up, and the whole thing wobbles. But that is not completely a failure, it's part of the learning curve. Working with reclaimed materials teach you patience. It reminds you that every shortcut, every skip step in the prep, it will show later in the final product. And that is not just true for woodwork, but it's true for anything that you build, fix, or repair in life. And preparation is very important because if you don't start with a solid foundation, you will spend twice as long trying to fix it later. Recycling wood pallets is not just about saving money, it's about seeing potential. But to turn potential into something real, you will need to respect the process. Take the time to clean, square, and seal your wood properly. Use the right tools, and when you build with care, because every board that you save and every piece that you create adds value. It's not just to the project, but to your mindset. And alright guys, don't forget to like the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.